Hello, welcome back to Caught Above the Cut. So I'm on the Coventry Canal at the moment, just on the junction for the Lichfield Canal. This is a bit of an update video for sort of Darnford Moors and a few other bits going up through as well. There's been a lot happening. It's quite exciting to see, so do keep watching. When I came down here last, I never touched on the junction. I was hoping to get permission from the cruising club to be able to sort of walk up their little stretch, which I never got in the end. I just wanted to sort of get the drone up here, show you the junction. There's a few bridges and stuff here as well. You've got the main railway bridge going across there, and then you've got the old bridge going across there as well. This is a line of the Lichfield just ahead of us here. This currently is, as you can see, it's all moorings. And then as you go a bit further across, you get into the HS2 section, which is sort of changed the restoration a little bit. And then across into Darnford Moors, which you would have seen my previous video. So the canal itself was authorised with an Act of Parliament in 1794 and completed in 1797. It lasted until 1955, so it lasted quite a while. It was closed down after joining the Birmingham Canal Network as one of the main sort of canals in the country. It was originally the Worley and Essington Canal, nicknamed the Curly Wurly for obvious reasons. It's quite bendy. I'm not too sure what this building was here originally. I imagine it was the maybe a toll house or something like that. It's a junction house. So just a quick hop over now to Cappers Lane. You can see Cappers Lane Bridge just kind of in the distance. There's a little red brick bridge. We'll get to that in a bit more detail in a minute. Just to the right here, you've got the cruising club, and you can see the new mooring basin just to the right there with a little black lift bridge there. So we're coming up now to Water Lane Bridge. It's the only surviving brick arch bridge left on the canal. It sits on what is now the end of the cruising club's sort of mooring basin, or lagoon as I've been told we've got to call it, there, as well as they've got the dry dock, just is a grey sort of metal building. I can't get across this because you're into the mooring club's land, so it's cut off. You've got the old line running through here as well, and you can see Cappers Lane Bridge just up there, which I'll walk onto in a second, just get sort of my camera down. You can see the old moorings across on the other side there. So all those fields over there, we're all around here, everything's fenced off around here. It's all HS2. So the new high-speed railway comes through here directly and has a direct consequence on the new bridge that was built on Cappers Lane. So this is Cappers Bridge Mark II. Obviously it wasn't the original bridge, this is a new bridge. It hasn't been here that long, so the canal would have come under here. We come through to this other side, go through there, you've got Lock 30, just in the trees there, and there's a lockkeeper's cottage over there. Again, this is HS2 coming through, and then behind those trees and a bit further down you have Darnford Moors. So this was the old slip into the old cruising club moorings, which are all down through here. That's obviously been lost now, rebuilt with the lagoon. This bridge is going to be destroyed because we've got HS2 here all around. I think it's coming from across there by the looks of it, and through in that direction over there. So the Mark II bridge will be knocked down and a third will be built, which is all being financed by HS2. They've also put money in towards some other sections here as well. So it's a shame really, we'll never see a boat going underneath it, unfortunately. So it's rare as a YouTuber I get to show new bits of canal being dug. There's a few that I get involved in. You see like lock restoration and sort of bigger projects, and a lot of my videos are walking down stretches. So when I was here last, I'm at Darnford Moors, when I was here last, it was great to see the canal being lined and sort of graded and all sorts. There's a lot of work going on down here. So that was early March, I did the filming down here. It's now mid-July. So what's happened? Right behind me here. So this was the first section, this is phase 1, which is now in water. It's still probably got a couple of weeks of filling left to do it. This has been maybe 3 or 4 weeks so far. They've got a pump that they pump water in, and it's been torrential rain the past few weeks, which has both helped and hindered the filling process. As you can tell from this side of the canal, where they've had to stop work because there's water in it. Great what was a great thing, this is going to benefit from the fact that you've got fields running down to the canal, which is naturally going to top the water level up. You've got a lock down there, you're going to have a lock over there, so this is good to have a fair bit of water in it anyway. But the problem they've had is where these banks have been graded and stuff for nature, and then they've got like a stone covering over them. Water's come running off that hill in the torrential rain, and it's kind of washed part of the bank away. So they've had to actually rebuild that. Also on site, it's Wednesday today. On site, who are doing work here, and I was supposed to be doing more profiling work. They can't do that because it's just too wet down here. So they will cause more damage by doing the work. So here's some of the work they've been doing here. So this is a Bentamat again. So this is basically Fuller's earth clay. And it's sandwiched in between some material. You kind of peel it back, stick it and peel both sides back on each piece, stick it together, and then put the covering back over it. This is going to be the towpath. So you've got the lift bridge just behind us here. This is going to be the towpath crossing over where they've been building. I'll show you that in a minute. And going across here, you've got Waterway Recoveries Group coming up in a few weeks. They're going to be down here putting this towpath in. They're also putting in some charge points. So if you've got electric boats, when this opens, hopefully soon, you'll be able to charge up here and more here. You've got HS2, which you'd have just seen sort of further down. That's scheduled to be completed in 2025. And the hope is that the canal can be restored between here and there at that point, depending on a few things like the Lichfield Cruising Club, getting to an agreement with them and other various parties and stuff as well. So you'll see, as I've mentioned already, you've got in the field section, you've got a slope bank, and here, through the bridge, you've got another slope bank. The idea of this is that nature can get into the canal. So you'll have one side for mooring, and then you'll have a slope bank as well. So the towpath's on the mooring side. There will be a nature trail on the other side, one for access and two for being able to walk into the nature area and stuff like that. But there won't be any mooring on that side. You see that a lot on canals. This is all new. So what they've done is they've put a towpath down, and they've used some of the spoil from the digging to go across to here, because some of this is new. So in the trees just over there is Lock 29. Well, what was Lock 29, so it was going up the hill there. Two reasons they're not using it. One is it ran around the edge of the golf course, which isn't land they now own. This channel, when the golf course was built, they managed to sort of dig a channel here originally, which helped save the canal because they would have struggled to get through otherwise. So the old Lock 29, which would have gone up the hill there, is in the trees and part of a nature area. So it's really cool. It's exposed on the sides. It's kind of freestanding. There's another video called that, the freestanding lock, and I'll go into a bit more detail about it. But that's been left in place, so it's a really cool place to sort of go into a lock, explore sort of a bit of history and heritage of the area. So this here now is a new cut. They got a winding hole here, which I think off the top of my head takes a 30-foot boat. And then down into the new cut, which is being lined. So the scene on my last video when I was down here, this was all mud before, this was all dug out here. I was actually walking a bit further across there. These were all strengthened. So they've got the metal corrugated sheeting on here. And you can see on there actually, I get quite close to these, you can see names on and stuff. This is all people who have sort of donated to the works and stuff like that. This is put in, it's got two little connections on it, and little curves, and you drive them down in to each other, and then take the back of them, and it's sealed. You put it into the clay, and on areas where there's Bentamat, which is what's being fitted here, you stick the Bentamat into it. So they've got to the pylons just here where this chap's digging, and they've had to stop for a minute. So this is phase 2 now. This goes on a little bit further, and then hopefully there'll be another section at some point which will take us down to the lane. And then there's the case then for 2 bridges. So you need to get under Darnford Lane, which they've got the pieces there for, which were left over from, I think it was the Birmingham Road tunnel that was put in. But they haven't got anything in place to get across the field at the moment, or under the A38, which then leads into the park over there where there's a staircase lock. So this is the end section they're doing now. Funding takes you literally up to the end of this trench here, so you can see how it works. You've got the bent them out. They've covered the ends because you don't want it to dry up. So at the end of your work day, you cover it up so it stays, you know, out in the sunlight. They've got literally a couple of bits to do here now, and that's it. So they bring it up the banks, they fold it over the edges, backfill that, which ties it into the bank, and then they cover it with mud, and then cover it with a gravel over the top. So up ahead now, we've got the box sections for the Darnford Lane crossing. As I said, these were left over from another project, which is the Birmingham Road tunnel. That's much further up the canal on the edge of Lichfield on a new cut. So you can see how they go. You've got the canal on one side, towpath on the other, and they're ready to go. They just need putting together and sealing up. And you've got a ready-made tunnel. It's good that it's kind of here ready to go, because it saves a bit of money when the final construction costs come. I'm going to drive across to Lock 24 now to see the progress down there. That's a really cool lock. There's another video for that in my videos. You'll see the link up in the top right corner. But if you're watching this and you don't subscribe already to my videos, then please click that like and subscribe button. Click the bell button and you hear about future videos as well. It's a big boost to me when you do that. I also now have members. So if you click, there's a join button below now, which will take you to the membership options. There are two options. One, you get free drone videos, which are now in there, and I'll update as well as various other perks. And the other one, we do behind the scenes stuff as well. So here we are at Lock 24. There's a work party going on down here today. I'm down here in midweek, so you've got the old, this bit's all been done. If you can't remember from my last video, this is an old lock that was going up. They've got to get under another road now. So unfortunately, this lock, although it was restored to some degree, they've had to knock the wall out and divert the canal. So this is the old lock wall here. On the sort of the right hand wall, and the left hand wall you could see would have been up in there. So they've reused bricks for the piers at the top there. And if you see across there, you can see the blue bars across. That's the old water level for the canal, which would have ran up through there, and you can see sort of the waiting wall and stuff at the top there. So last time I was here, they had this all dug out on this other side here, which is all grown up, and they were building some supports in. It's probably not really needed, but it was just an extra thing for the cottage, obviously above, to be able to protect it from any sort of landslips where it's going to be deeper now than what it was before. They're carrying on up through. I won't go up there because I've got the diggers up. Yeah, they've made good progress down there. You can see at the bottom there, they're lining the canal bed, concrete and rebar and concrete in it. This wasn't here last time. Another brick wall is in there. He's the brickie, does a lot of the work down there. This all carried on through and down through. So this towpath's obviously a lot lower than what it would have originally been. It's really quite nice down here now. The sun's out. It wasn't this morning when I was filming the first bit of this, but you can see all of this growth that's happened in these banks. It's been designed like that so wildflowers can grow up through. It's full of butterflies. You can see loads of white butterflies over there, and lots of other things. Just up ahead where the dumpers are moving at the top there is there's going to be a bridge there eventually. That's funded by Persimmon, and we'll take the canal under the lane there and into the Falklands Road section, which you can see in one of my other videos as well up in the top right. I'll link them all in the bottom as well, the videos I'm mentioning. So it's a lovely area. It's going to be a lovely stretch of canal when it's done, hopefully very soon. As canal restorations go, this one's one of the faster moving ones. They're snail pace generally, kind of as fast as a narrowboat goes. This one's definitely moving on faster. So thanks for watching. There's going to be another video coming up soon on the Lichfield, on a new section I haven't covered yet. I'm quite looking forward to that one, so keep an eye out. It should be a good video, and have a good day.